EDC, level 1 in prepping. Get it wrong and you could come unstuck. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the latest video. So guys, EDC, possibly one of the most talked about topics on YouTube, with good reason. Without it, you've got no way of basing your setups. The reason being, EDC is level 1. It's your platform, your baseline. You build everything from it. If you get it right, you have success. If you get it wrong, you can come unstuck. Now EDC is very subjective. It's all dependent on your lifestyle and your choices. My EDC will be different to yours will be different to mine, ours will be different to everybody else's. But in this video, I'm going to give you some inspiration by showing you my EDC, some of the items I've been carrying for many years. Some of the items are relatively new. But if you're looking at putting an EDC together and you're at the start of your prepping journey, this video hopefully will help. So this is my EDC, or everyday carry, i.e. the items that I carry upon my person on a daily basis. As I said at the start of the video, it's really not about rights and wrongs, it's about options and choices. You're going to have your own particular needs, your own particular lifestyle and your personal taste in brands and products. So this is really just to give you a bit of an inspiration over what I carry. And that way, if you're thinking about changing an EDC or maybe getting a few new items, this is going to provide a little bit of inspiration for that. Anyway, we're going to have a look at the various items in more detail and explain the reason why I carry those. Because items like my wallet and keys have additional items either attached to them or within them, and this makes for a better EDC in my opinion. So without further ado, let's take a further look. So this is my mobile phone. It's my primary communication device, and on a daily basis I will sync this to my Garmin LGV 1010 GPS I use in my lorry to enable me to receive live traffic updates. Aside from being, as I say, a communication device, it's got the apps on there. We all know the reasons for mobile phones, and you guys are probably watching this video on. You notice I've got a spiging case. Been a big fan of spiging cases, used them for years. If I was going out in the woods or something, I'd probably put it in a waterproof case, a lock sack or something like that. But yeah, protect your investment because these things aren't cheap. It's worthwhile also getting screen protectors for your camera lenses and your actual screen itself. 9H ones are commonly found on Amazon, and just do a search online. I'm sure certain people would suggest that it's better to move to a more cashless society, but we're not there yet though, which is a good thing in my opinion. I therefore do carry a wallet with me. This one is the Tasmanian Tiger wallet. I've carried these for a number of years, and for my keen-eyed subscribers, yes, it has changed colour. I used to have a green one for many years, and then I changed it out for a black one. I like these for 4 reasons. Size, it's not too big or too small. Packs down nicely to fit into a pocket, but you can really pack these things out. On a daily basis, it usually carries with me cash, credit cards and ID. It does have the RFID blocking on it, and that is great because it prevents you from getting skimmed, which is a risk that you take now these days. It also has decent zippers on them. It's YKK with a paracord pull, and lastly, it's Cordura. We all know how good Cordura is. So nice and tough, and that lives with me every day of the week. Now inside the wallet I carry 5 additional items within the inside pocket. I carry a credit card sized mirror. If you get something in your eye, it's incredibly handy to be able to see what it is that is in your eye. We can't see in our own eyes, can we? As an added bonus, in a survival situation, you can use it as a signalling device. It doesn't take up much space, pretty durable, though I do keep it inside the plastic sleeve to stop it from getting scratched. Also super useful is this Fresnel lens. Perhaps you have a splinter in your hand and you need to be able to magnify the area. Perhaps you need to magnify a map or magnify text. Either way, it's a handy piece of kit to have. In a survival situation, this can be used as a fire starter, if you know how. Again, it is kept in a plastic sleeve to stop it from getting scratched. Barely weighs anything and takes up very little space. Because I carry a Zippo lighter, I've chosen to carry some spare flints. If I ever need to change a flint, it's easier to have one than go looking. This mini ferrocerium rod is a great addition to an EDC. In a survival situation, fire is life. Fire can purify your water, cook your food, provide you warmth, and provide another option for signalling. It's not just for morale. This is less than 2 inches long. I put some gaffer tape on to aid as a handle and for some additional accelerant. As you can see, I've used it. I'm a true believer in testing out your kit. Having a multifunction wallet tool is a no-brainer. This costs just a few pounds and I've had it for years. There are several tools on the wallet tool itself, making it highly multifunction. It's also made out of stainless steel, so it's never going to rust. Another bonus for having this multifunction wallet tool as part of my EDC is that it acts as a striker from a ferro rod. Now for some time now I've been using this key bar to carry my keys. Being copper, it's pretty weighty, and being a key bar, it's not exactly cheap, but they are good. There is a point to them. It stops your keys from jingling around. That's good enough for me. I like the patina that it's getting over years of carrying. There are other options, but for me, this is a keeper. I keep my vehicle key attached via these magnuts. Super strong, you're not going to lose the key, but when you come to use it to drive the vehicle, you're not having all this weight hanging off your ignition barrel. Everything puts together quite nicely. Happy days. I've seen some pretty big keyring setups, each to their own, but personally I just carry these 2 additional items on my keyring. A torch and a whistle is sufficient for me. Any other items can be carried separately. I've carried Phoenix torches for some time now. They're realistically priced, good quality and reliable. I previously had the Phoenix E05. It served me pretty well, and when I did replace it, I went for another Phoenix. This is the E01 version 2. It has the same twist action to turn it on and off, and it has 3 modes. This upgraded version has 100 lumen. That's plenty of light for a keyring torch. Another great feature of this, aside from it being pretty small, is it runs on one single AAA battery. If you need to find batteries, having torches that run on either AA or AAA batteries makes a lot more sense. You can always find these batteries in times of need. Light is one of your biggest security defences. Some may say it's your #1 security tool. Anyone who spent any time at all outdoors will know the importance of carrying a whistle. I previously carried much more bulky whistles on my keyring, and I really wanted something that was a lot slimmer. This provided the solution. It's made by Boundless Voyage, it's titanium, and it's only 2 inches long. It's really light as they come, I think. This was from Temu. Love it or hate it, it's worth considering for certain preps. Any items I want to carry separate to this, which could go on a keyring, I keep on an admin line, which I'll discuss in another video. But let me know in the comments below what items you keep on your keyring. 2 is 1, 1 is none. How many times have you heard that phrase? For good reason, because it's all about redundancies. Having backups to your preps is a bonus. And whilst I have the keyring torch, this is my primary torch, or flashlight. It's a Phoenix LD22. You know I love Phoenix, and for good reason. This is more than 10 years old and still going strong. It's a 2015 edition, 300 lumen, and it runs on 2 AA batteries. You can select your mode, and you have the tail switch for convenience. It comes complete with a pocket clip, and it's not too big. Some may say it's slightly large for pocket carry, but I guess I'm just used to it. They have upgraded this to the version 2, which produces 600 lumen. Perhaps I'll upgrade at some point. When we're talking about redundancies, you can see I carry 2 pens. And if you watch my channel for some time, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of both a zebra pen and a uniball. I guess it's what you're used to and what your preference is, but I will go miles out of my way to find one of these. On occasion I have carried tactical pens, and I do still in other setups. But for EDC, these are my 2 go-tos. As part of my EDC, I always carry pocket tissues and lip balm. Aside from the obvious, pocket tissues provide a reliable source of tinder should the need arise, and by that I mean fire starting material, not a dating site. There's nothing worse than having cold, horrible chapped lips. So when you spend as much time outdoors as I do, lip balm becomes an essential carry item. I've tried many others over the years, but somehow keep coming back to Burt's Bees. I guess it's a keeper. A bonus feature of carrying lip balm is that it can be used as a fire accelerant. Whilst this particular brand is not ideal for that, it will work in a pinch, and I do carry a fire kit regularly in other daily carries. Now folks, I've started carrying an emergency blanket in the last year or so, and the reason being, I did a first aid course, and these things can really save lives. It might not be you, it might be somebody else, but whatever. They hardly take up any space. I do have a full first aid kit, as you've seen in previous videos, so I'll put the link below, you can check that out. But this is just great. Look, at the end of the day, you're out in the elements, this could make the difference. It doesn't take up space, pretty light. You can even reuse the bag for something else. Okay, so again, it's options, but I always carry one of these with me. A few years back, you'd have had to fight your way to the front of a queue to get your hands on a bottle of this, but fortunately things have got more sensible these days. In truth, I've carried hand gel for years. It has multiple applications, not least to keep your hands clean. If you buy hand gel that has 70% alcohol in, it is the ideal accelerant for fire making. Multiple options, multiple reasons. Sometimes it's just sensible to have some. Folks, there are occasions when I can and do carry a multi-tool. When I do, it's a Leatherman. I don't carry one every day, but I really like this Leatherman charge. I've owned it for a number of years. It ticks all the boxes because it's a premium quality multi-tool and it's packed full of features. I have done a video on this previously, so check the link down below for details of that. There is a disadvantage with this multi-tool though, and a consideration that you have to bear in mind is that the blades lock. That means it doesn't fall compliant with the UK knife laws. If you're going to carry a multi-tool, you need to make sure that you're adhering by your country's knife laws. We're not going to get into the politics of those, but it's just something to bear in mind. When I can carry a multi-tool, this is the one I carry. I carry the bits separately in my near-person EDC, which I'll feature in a separate video. While we're talking about UK knife laws, I think it's fair to mention that this is not an item that I carry on a daily basis. Unless I'm on private property, I can't carry this as it doesn't comply with the UK knife laws. The simple reason being, it has a locking blade. The liner lock means that it's not going to close up and injure my fingers when I'm using it, but it does mean I won't be compliant with the law. Therefore, I can't carry it in a public place. It is a good knife though, and very cheap when I bought it. The Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops. Knife laws will differ country by country. It's worthwhile checking out what yours is, and I would always say follow the letter of the law. It's not worth the hassle, but remember, of course, it's your options and choices. I think it's fair to say that every EDC setup will have a most used item, and when we're discussing EDC, at some stage, the topic of Swiss Army knives will come into conversation. Cue my Swiss Army knife, my most used item. I love it to bits. I've had it for so many years now, more than 25 in fact. It's starting to show a bit of wear and tear here and there, but I've got no plans to get rid of it because it's a nice bit of history. I may upgrade to maybe one of the Alox ones, but if you have never had a Swiss Army knife, consider it as part of your EDC. There's one to suit every budget and every feature desire, so check them out. Earlier in the video we discussed the concept of 2 is 1, 1 is none, about having redundancies and multiple options and choices within your EDC. Fire starting is an important consideration. Fire is life. I carry 2 lighters as pocket carry, a standard butane lighter and a Zippo lighter. Within my wallet carry I also have spare flints for the Zippo, and I carry a miniature ferro rod and Fresnel lens. Therefore, in my EDC I have 4 ways of starting a fire. This is on top of any other kit that I may be carrying at the time. So for the final components of my EDC we will discuss watches. I have a choice of 2 watches which I will rotate between according to my activities and my setting. For a more formal setting I will generally plump for the Citizen Eco Drive Diver's Watch. This has classical styling with a stainless steel case, bracelet and sapphire glass face. Although it's fairly water resistant to 200 metres, and the sapphire glass does offer some scratch resistance, it's not really suitable for rugged outdoors use, and that is where I will move to my G-Shock Mudmaster. This is much tougher. This is the Model 2000. It's a cracking watch. It comes with a bit of a price tag, but those of us who own Mudmasters know the reason why. It's packed full of so many features it's impossible to go to in this one video, but the key features of it are that it's automatic time setting and solar powered. That makes both of these watches non-reliant on batteries. No batteries mean no battery failures. The only consideration is EMPs. If there was an EMP, these watches would be rendered useless. If that's a concern, then an alternative would be a manual wind watch. We're going to discuss that in a future video. So guys, that is my EDC, my current everyday carry. Hope you've enjoyed the video. This is where I say, remember of course you can follow me on Instagram to see additional channel related content along with regular updates. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on the channel. If you like what you see, please like, share and subscribe. Any comments, love to hear them. Until next time, be prepared, stay prepared. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.